So this video is going to be more on social dynamics, and this is a very old school pickup artistry term, and I'm not a big massive fan of old school pickup artistry, but I think this strategy is really quite powerful, and you can really see it on a kind of daily basis, and it's something to try and avoid. And something what hoop theory suggests is that people have these invisible hoops, and when they ask you specific questions, or questions in general, it's an idea of actually kind of putting this unconquerable mountain before your eyes and saying, right, I want you to run up that before me, and you obey what I say, and I have power over you if you answer. And basically what it is, it's like someone asks you a very qualifying question, to get you to kind of go into this realm of qualification where you have to feel like you have to prove something to the other individual. So for example, for example, old school pickup line is, other than your looks, what have you got going for you? And so the person's saying, right, I have a hoop, I want you to jump through it. And if you feel the need to answer it, it's saying that that person has a slight bit more power over you than you have over yourself. And it's a way of gaining compliance. So something you can do is really be very observant in the conversation, and people asking you certain questions because they generally want to hear your answer, or is it because they're trying to get you to qualify yourself? So again, oftentimes this creates a lot of cognitive dissonance, stress, confusion, and it's to try and throw you off balance as well. And you can usually kind of discern and differentiate between the two. Intuitively, I know if it's a genuine question someone's asking me about me, and if they're trying to get me to jump through a hoop. If it is trying to get through a hoop, it's very, very private. They're trying to pry in on your private life. It's very, very personal. It's done in a way you can just tell by the vocal tonality. It has an element of kind of bravado, and it's a bit dramatized and stuff like that. And they kind of then sit back on their seat and saying, right, I want you to qualify yourself to me. And what you can do in these situations is you can either deflect it with another question, and you could say things like, well, why? Or are you always like this? Or is this an interview? Or you could basically just say a boundary. So you could say, well, I'm not jumping through a hoop, as simple as that. Or I don't feel I'm not going to qualify myself to you. I'm not going to do it, no. So sometimes it's better to cut off the conversation thread entirely. What I said originally was you kind of give a shit test response. So you could actually agree and amplify. So for example, if someone says, are you always this lazy? And you could agree and amplify with that. It's kind of almost like a shit test response. You could say, yeah, I'm this lazy all the time. I basically have a hammock everywhere I go, and I set up shop, and I sleep 18 hours a day, or something like that. You kind of joke it off. So you could do a kind of shit test response. You could do a witty comeback response. For example, you could say, if someone gives you a question like that, you could say, you know what, I could eat a can of alphabet spaghetti and my shit could make a better statement than that. You could use humour or some kind of witty comeback. You could actually even just, like I said, say a boundary. Just say, no, I'm not going to qualify myself. If they're doing it just for you to jump through a hoop. You can usually tell as well if the question is awfully ambiguous. It's one of these ultra philosophical questions that you find very, very difficult to answer in a short sentence. That is just another way to get you to trigger some kind of cognitive dissonance and confusion. And you have to kind of, again, this person looking at you with very intent eyes saying that you're going to jump through my hoop. So it's sometimes better to just kind of cut the conversation thread off completely than wandering down this conversational path and trying to qualify yourself. And you have to be careful of that even when you're giving some kind of comeback, whether it be kind of like a deflection question, like I said, witty comeback, shit test response, or that you just set a boundary, that you don't continue down the same conversation thread. You have to kind of change the topic in a way, to make sure you're not going for, because it's kind of, again, it's showing compliance to them rather than you being your own authority. So be careful of that, be aware of that in the conversation. Again, I've always quite liked this strategy because it shows you have a little bit of social intelligence. And yeah, I hope you guys find that useful, and I'll leave it there. So if you like this video, be sure to like it, share it on social media, and yeah, subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much.